Okay, I'm just testing 4 times 80 watt panels there. There's only 2 there, but that's the same up the garden. 4 there. And basically that's my Enecsys grid tie inverter, which is powering the ones up the garden. So basically these 4 panels are on this, and they're joining 7.8 amps, just short of 8 amps, so that's 4 times 80, that's 320 watts, so that's those 4, and then those 4, which is equivalent to 4 of them, and coming here is on that. So basically the cheap one, which is there, is producing 196 watts, and the Enecsys, which are professional grid tie inverters, is actually producing 187. There you go, you can see that, 187. So actually the cheap inverter sitting there is actually producing a higher efficiency, despite, yes I do know they're mono and these are poly, and as I say, I'm not running it off of these, I'm running it out the garden. You can just about see on the right there's 4, so there's 4 poly 80 watt crystalline panels there, and there's 4 mono. Now the mono, as I say, are running this one, and those 4 poly are running in Enecsys, and the Enecsys, let's have another look. The Enecsys is running at 100 and, you can see that, 180 watts, and the cheap Chinese one is running at 194, so it's actually still putting out more power. But having said that, I'll just quickly spin around this. I did get, for my 2 Enecsys inverters, because normally I have all that connected up, so a potential 640 watts, I actually did peak at 608. That's very good. I think you can see that. Hold it there, 608. Let's put that back down to watts. So it's 170, 177, and that's 196, 195, 6. But as I say, the only difference is obviously that's mono, and these ones are poly. But as I say, don't be fooled, because these are powering my battery, they're not actually on the test. But it's 4 of those up the garden there. So I'm actually very happy, and what I found out is that's, let's go back out and have a look. The fan's going now. 7.9 amps, and this is a sorry, it's over this side, 28 to 52 volts, and I've got another one of these, 12 to 28, and actually this version is much more efficient and runs much more better. 7.9 to 7.88 amps, and I come back behind the panels. That's the Enecsys inverter, which is powering, you can't really see it, that's powering the ones up the garden. And these panels, I can see them, you probably won't see it, but I'll tell you the reading, they peak, well, they're 5.15 amps, so a potential just 10 amps, because obviously they're connected in series. Quickly, let's have a little check in here. So the cheap Chinese inverter, 199, and the Enecsys, 181, 178. cheap Chinese one, 197. There you go. So they're actually putting out more power. And this is obviously the other one I've got, exactly the same. They're actually very good inverters. The only difference being is obviously this one is 14 to 28 volts, which is exactly the same. And actually, as I said, this, because obviously the voltage is lower, put my shoes back on to go outside, because the voltage is lower, it's actually less efficient. But they're exactly the same. As you can see, they're exactly the same, it's just the voltage. Turn around actually does help. The only difference is that's 14 to 28 and that's 28 to 52, but other than that, exactly the same. What's it pulling in now? 7.7 amps. 7.7 amps. Sorry about all the camera shake. That's dropped to 146. Can't see it down there, but I'll tell you that's 172 and that one's 145. So it's still ahead. So if you are going to buy one, firstly, this model is actually very good, and secondly, I would go for the 28 to 52 volt one, because higher voltage, less amps, and I think it's the amps, they peak at they seem to peak around the 8-9 amps, and obviously 9 amps at 24 volts will give you more power than 9 amps at 12 volts. So if you are going to get one, I would go for the higher voltage one. But other than that, I'm very happy. Very good inverters.